Welcome to the Merry Boozers RC channel. Today we have the brand new E-flite Turbo Timber Evolution. This will be our third timber we've ever, fourth actually. We've had the UMX also.
Okay, 4 timbers.
I forgot about that.
And every one of them is a great airplane for, it's just nearly an overall around plane. What do I fly in the wind? A timber. What do I fly in no wind? A timber. What do I fly if I want to fly slow? A timber.
Grass.
What if I want to fly on the grass?
Right.
Okay, so everybody I've seen, I don't know how many people ask the question, what do I need if it's slow, fast, on the grass or whatever?
Learning, training.
Maybe this is it.
Yeah, it's just an easy airplane to fly. Big tires, fly
They
on
didn't
grass.
make 4 of them for any reason at all.
I think they've made like 8 of them now.
But you know what I'm saying.
Right.
They make it because of everything I just got through saying. It's an overall everything airplane.
Now, the nice thing with the new Evolution, it has a reinforced landing gear on it. And the big thing to me is that it loads the battery from the top now, instead of having to flip it upside down and put the battery in. It was always such a pain in the butt on the old ones. Other than that, it's a lot of the same. The wing is a lot easier to put on and off, that kind of thing. But we're going to show you that tonight.
But right here on the box, right here on the box, it says STOL and Sport airplane for intermediate to experienced pilots. So it goes from one extreme to another.
Right, and I will say, I mean, even as an experienced pilot, I've had a lot of fun with it. You've had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I mean, we've really enjoyed the timbers around this house. I have never had a Timber X yet, so hopefully maybe there's a Timber Evolution X next, because I've still always wanted that one. But we'll see. So guys,
another thing is I really like the graphics on this.
I do too. The graphics on this one are
really
a lot prettier.
I like that one.
But let's quit talking about it like this. Let's start getting it out of the box and let's start seeing how this thing looks.
So let's get it out of the box and we'll be right back. Guys,
so we got everything out of the box. It's looking beautiful. We didn't see a bit of damage coming out of it. Looks great. Some of the tools we're going to use today to complete this is our Ultra Stand by Ernst Manufacturing. We will have this link down in the description.
We've got all our parts and our tools. We're going to put it together with our Ernst little
stand here.
Tray.
Anyway, so we're going to be using our just normal stuff, our E-flite screwdriver set. If you're interested in any of this stuff, it'll be linked down in the description of the video. What do you got to say before we get started? Anything?
Talking about overall airplane. Guess what it comes with?
Yeah, oh, we did forget to mention that at the beginning.
Yeah, you can fly this off of water too, so what the heck? I mean,
and it comes with them, so.
I mean, what do you want?
There you go. So anyway, guys, let's get down on the table. First step, we're going to get the airplane set in the stand and get to putting together.
Alrighty.
Alright guys, Papa's working on putting the landing gear on very first step. It shows putting the prop on. We're going to go on and tell you don't do that first.
Nope, never do that. That's probably the last thing you're going to do. Okay, so it says that we're going to take some 3 by 8 millimeter button-headed machine screws,
which are the gold looking ones. Let's see.
And we're going to take, on the landing gear there is a flat side to this swivel. So you want the flat side up, and you will stick kind of in through the side. Let it hang there a moment. Of course.
And what he's doing is, just to show you, I'm going to pull this side off so you can see it. There's a flat right here. And it's round on the other side. So he's making that flat spot line up.
So it will swivel.
Perfect.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. All I need is one that is really like a screwdriver that had been where it holds your screws magnetically. But
Is that one not magnetic?
they're not at the present moment, but I guess we can show them how to do that.
If you have a magnet, yeah.
All you got to do, guys, if you got one of these,
Up a
is
little higher. They can't see.
up a little higher. You
There you
take
go.
a strong magnet, which I have here. We do this all the time. You kind of rub it on here if you don't know, if you're young to this. And guess what happens? We always have this on the building bench too, guys. So,
Right. It makes it magnetic if you do that. Take any kind of magnet.
so here we're going to do the
Rub it
other
on there.
side. Yep. And hopefully, if I put this on there, it doesn't work. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Of course, old guys have a problem seeing holes that's far, far away. So anyway, we're going to do the best we can with what we got to work with. And when you got old stuff to work with, it's kind of difficult. But I'm still able to do it.
Oop. These copper-looking screws don't look like they're magnetic.
No, I don't think they're, I think they're maybe brass or something, I don't know. Not very magnetic, I can tell you that. So anyway, we're going to put you notice I didn't really fasten those down that much. So it says the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fasten the springs in to these right here on here, and it says to use a 3 by 10 millimeter self-tapping button-headed screw.
Let's see here.
For those of you that are the metric persons,
That's this one right here, guys.
which I ain't. I wish they would put metrics on them and then some kind of a English description on them, but what I wish for and what I get is two different things. For us of the North American that uses, oh, that's not them. Fortunately, that does not work.
Oops.
It fell right in there, so we got the wrong, see, I'm not very good. I don't know metrics from diddly. So I gotta have one a little larger than what this one is.
Then it must be these real coarse threaded ones.
There you go, must be. 'Cause
Hey guys, sometimes we have to guess too. Must be this guy right here. Real coarse looking thing.
well, they're both about the same size. They're just a little bit larger. So let's try this again. Now I put a, there's nothing like an old guy with old fingers trying to stick these things together, but anyway, here we go. Look at that, that's the right one. Dang. All right, so we're putting a second one in.
I might give you a hand on this next part because I know it's a little fiddly.
I never do completely tighten all this up at one time.
Wait till the end to tighten everything at once.
Now, I could be wrong. So anyway, guys, that's just what I do. I just kind of get them started and get it, so it kind of gives you play
I'll
to
give you a
make
hand
all
on
this
this next part.
Okay, start clapping. Thank you, I appreciate it. What I hope I don't do is lose the screws.
I don't think you got to take them all the way out.
And that's what she said. Says that's what it shows on the instructions that
Alright.
you.
This slides in there.
Oh, that's what. Okay, well, slide her in there.
Well, it ain't open all the way yet.
Yeah.
Well, if you got to take it open all the way, take it open all the way. Oh, here you go. I think it'll slide in there.
Slide her in there. We'll try it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Guys, if you never actually put something together on a video camera, you've never lived.
It's exciting. Teamwork makes the dream work, Papa Boozer. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, wait. I don't think it's in there all the way or something. There you go. Okay, tighten it away now.
Yeah, I didn't tighten it all the way anyway. All right. So
all right, there you go. Now we can tighten everything down.
Now, we did have a video out, not here in the recent, that showed how strong these landing gear are, do we not?
I did bang one on the table just to be funny.
I mean, these things are built for tough, guys. If you break these, it's not called a landing, it's called a crash. If you break these landing gear, my opinion. But what do I know?
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get these tightened up, and then we will see y'all at the next step.
All right. So landing gear works just like I mean, it's tough stuff here, guys. I mean, it's got a lot of give. You know, I can't think of a tougher airplane to take abuse than this one. So there's another reason to buy this airplane. Now, the next step is to put the elevators on. So first you find the rod, and then you push her on through there. That's easy enough. And then you take your little thing right here, and you're going to put that in there like that. And you drive her home. Maybe I'll wait till I get the other side on. See how well that works. Then you line her up right there. Goes into that right there. The gozentas. So all you got to do is find those gozentas. Make sure you you got to take your time with this one, guys, and make sure you get them all the way home. But at the same time, it is foam, so be careful. Okay, almost. Now, the elevators do join up back here in the back, so you got to make sure that those are joined up. I believe we've got them there. You can kind of wiggle it a little bit like this, and that will make them go in there. It is foam, so be careful, but if you wiggle a little bit, they work. So take your trusty, we'll take our trusty screws, which says they are 3 by 12 millimeter self-tapping button head screws. So we take them, we put them in the little hole, take our little screwdriver again, and if you get it in there all the way, they just go right straight down in there. I didn't finish that one all the way yet.
He likes to get them both started before he actually sends them all the way in.
I don't know. And I've always found out that if you drive one home, then you got it all screwed down, and then the other side don't want to go, so what the heck. It's not that hard to go back over here and just tighten it up a little bit. Now in the instruction book, it shows the hookup.
The control horn.
Control horn here to the elevator.
But what we're going to do is we're going to leave it loose for now until we bind the airplane to the controller. That way we can go on and set neutral by adjustment. So leave this unhooked for right now.
At this present moment.
All right, guys. So we're going to set up our bind and fly timber on our NX8 radio. So what we want to do is hit this button and this button at the same time. This is going to bring us to our model select menu. We're going to go down to add new bind and fly model. We're going to look in here for the turbo timber. Now it's the old number, but it's the same setup file between this one and the old one. So we're going to go down here into the EFL numbers. And I don't know why it resets to the top, but it just does that while I'm doing this. But E-flite Ultimate, Apprentice, Timber 1.2. There's the Timber X. We want the standard timber though. It's here somewhere. I wasn't looking down. Timber X. Nope, we want the regular old Timber. Turbo Timber, right there. See it? So we're going to click on that. We're going to scroll down here to where it says Turbo Timber SPM. Import. We're going to let that import for just a second. So what that's going to do, instead of having to set up the wing type and everything else, it's all set up for you. So like if you go down here to the flap systems, you can see that it's actually gone on ahead and set up the flap systems for us. It's already got your down mixes. You can go over here and see that it puts, oops, your DR and Expo. It's gone on ahead and put them right here, as you can see. And then it already goes on ahead, excuse me, puts your throttle cut right here. So anyway, that's how that works, guys. Let's get this bound to the airplane now. All right, guys, we're gonna go on and get our transmitter bound up to our airplane at this point. I'm gonna bind this in safe select mode. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get my transmitter ready by clicking the scroll wheel down, and I'm gonna hover right over top of where it says bind. I'm gonna set my transmitter down off to the side now, because you really need two hands for this part. I'm gonna plug the transmitter in. I'm gonna hold the bind button without letting go. I'm going to reach over on my transmitter and hit the bind now. Binding. I'm going to hold the transmitter while it says DSMX 22 milliseconds telemetry. I'm going to let go of the transmitter now. And it should be bound up correctly. It is giving me a warning right now that my battery is not fully charged for flying. I know it's not. This is one of the ones from the bench. You should be able to clear out of it. Yep. All right, so can you see me right now, Dad?
Kinda.
Okay, so guys, the airplane has bound up. I have elevator and I have rudder, so I know it's working. What I want to do now is set up safe select on a switch. I'm going to set it up on this gear channel on the back. What I'm going to do is hold both sticks down into the middle like that. I'm going to flip this switch as fast as I can now until I hear it cycle the channels. Did you hear it? Now, don't count it or anything. Just sit there and flip it while you're doing it. Now, I should have safe. And I do. So safe is now on this switch. Safe off. Safe on. And you can hear it. So that's how you set up safe select on a switch. You have to bind it the long version like I did there, where you hold the button the whole time. If you have somebody to help you in that part, it's a lot easier, but that's the way I do it by myself. Get the transmitter all set up first. It's real easy to do it, guys. It just sounds a little complicated, but it's really not. Okay, so that gets everything set up. At this point, what we can do is, you remember how we left that elevator not hooked up? Now we can hook it up. Make sure that safe is off. It is. And now we can make our little connection in the back. Put that over there. Now, when you put your elevator on, you want to look down it from the side and make sure it's flat. If you got a bunch up, you can adjust it out of it at this point. But mine's perfect and on the chilies right here out of the box, so we are going to put our little piece on and snap that in, just like that. We're going to do a quick control check. Elevator is working correctly. Rudder working correctly. Throttle cut on that turbo, or on that timber setting. The throttle cut is right here. As you can see, the throttle cut works. So what we need to do now is put the wing on this airplane and we can finish this up. So give us just a second, we'll be right back. Okay guys, next step on the process, we've already got our radio bound. We are going to keep the prop off until this is all the way over, but we're going to put our wing together now. So we're going to take this carbon tube, slide it in right like so. Do not force anything. If it doesn't go in, take your time. It should just slide in there. A little bit of turning. till it bottoms out, just like that. We're going to take the wings and slide the halves together. And take your time. Don't get in a rush. Slide it together, work it in there. Gentle. Just like that. You can see they met up nicely. Then there's this little plastic piece here that's going to go in. Wrong way, of course. Only fits one direction. Just like that. Now, on this new Evolution, they've taken all the 15 bazillion different connections you used to have in the wing and made 2. It's got these quick connects. So, Papa's going to get over there on the other side. He's going to snap these 2 connects in there for us. Oh, hang on one second. Let me push y'all up a little bit. There you go. So, let's see. You guys see that? There we go.
Lean her in a little further.
Oh, sorry about that, Dad.
They're just, I mean, they're just really easy to put in, guys. I mean, all you got to do is make sure you're the right way, and they just, I mean, they just
boom, boom, like that. So now taking the wing on and off is much easier. So now,
make sure you don't crimp your servo wires.
Right. So he's going to put that wing in there, just like so. And you make sure you don't have any wires pinched when you do this, guys. This is the important stuff. You might need to push the wires out of the way a little bit. It's just tight, Dad. There's nothing bound. You can go and put the screws in. It's just tight. And it might be, guys, at first. But what you could do is look down from the front of this airplane and make sure there's no wires getting pinched or anything right now, which I can look in there and see. There's no wires anywhere that are going to get damaged when he screws this down. Now, the other thing I'm going to tell you, we're going to opt not to do this, but if you want, there are these slats that come with this airplane. They glue onto the front. If you're going to do this, you have to pick off each of these little plastic covers. I have had several Timbers now, and I like flying it without the slats, but you might like it with it. So don't just take my recommendation. You might fly a little bit without them, put them on, like them differently. What I would tell you to do at first, if you're going to do it, pick these off, put your slats on. If you don't like it, pull them off, and it comes with little stickers that you can put over top of all these. But it's up to you. The roll rate is very reduced whenever you have that, if you like doing rolls with it. Anyway, that's it. He's got that screwed on. Next, all we need to do is grab the radio pop. We're going to go on and do it right now.
We need to check them.
Turn your radio on. If you used the bind and fly setup like we did already, we can turn it on.
Wait a minute.
Here.
Yep.
Hang on.
Is it up?
Bingo. Hey. And now Papa can plug it in.
Okay.
So now we can test that our flaps are working. So they're working correctly, but they're backwards of what I would like them. So they have it where flaps up or down. This is how it comes in the radio. Now, it's also telling me that my battery's not charged right now. This is the telemetry doing this. Now, I would like mine backwards of what it currently is. So I'm going to go in here to flap systems, and I'm going to change everything. So I'm going to go flaps all the way up. So yeah, they're backwards. So I need to go negative 100 is all the way up. And this is the part about using these pre-made model files. They're not always right. So you always want to double check, even if you're using a pre-made model file. So flap in 0 position should be negative 100. All the way down should be positive 100. And they were backwards on the radio. So there we go. We want to make sure we also see the elevator go down, and it does, when we flip the switch. So there's a little bit of mix pre-made into this. And you can actually see it all works, and it's correct. Ailerons. Now, it puts your low rate right here, so if you hold up and down and you flip their low rates, you can see they both work. There's only a 2-position low rate on this factory setting. It's okay to me though, because I always fly in 100% with my timbers. And that's it. This thing is set up.
Now,
we are ready to put the prop on now.
We did all that without the prop up.
Right. Everything up to this point. Leave the prop off the airplane, guys. You can't get hurt if there's no propeller on the front of it. As soon as you put that propeller on the front, don't forget, it gets a little more dangerous. That thing can come alive and hurt you. So we always leave it off until we're completely done setting the model up. The lights all look great on this thing. And I really do like this paint job. So what we're going to do is we're going to unplug now, we're going to put the prop on, and we are all done with putting this airplane together. So Papa, unplug for me. All right guys, last step, like we said, is going to be putting your prop together. So you're going to take the little slip collet thing here and slide her on there. Prop goes on next. Berzinga. Nut. We're going to take a lady's wrench. I think that's the technical term for this, correct? And we're going to tighten that up. And last but not least, we're going to put our little spinner on. And it's got a black Phillips magnetic screwdriver at this point. Oh yeah. And tighten her up. That gets it done, guys. Like I said, make sure this is the very last step you do on your assembly. There are going to be some parts left over if you did like us, put the wheels on. These are for the floats. So, anyway.
And the screws that's left over are for the float.
All right, Papa, so we got it all wrapped up. It's all set up and ready to go. The only thing we didn't do for it is the thrust reverse, but guys, I just choose not to. I never really used thrust reversing. If you want it, it's an option you can put into this.
It's cool.
Instructions are in there if you want to do it. The assembly was super duper easy as always.
Now, let me put it this way. The assembly on this airplane took me less time than to put the rudder and cover this and put on this airplane.
Papa's building this gigantic plane back here, but yeah.
It's either this or this, and sometimes you probably want to like to do this.
Yeah, right. So I will say it's very nice now. You can see that the timber can now, well, I can't get it off now that I'm trying to do it on camera, but there, haha!
Well, it isn't going to fall off in
the air. It's going to fall off in there, but yeah. Now you can put the battery in from the top, which is awesome. That was my only complaint on the old timber that I didn't like. The new paint job looks fantastic, guys. Easy, 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 easy. They're making this so easy now with the downloadable profiles right here on your radio.
Yeah, look. I mean, you look at how easy it was to put it together. Then now, E-flite with their new technology has went. Now that you have all the information on the radio, but now you have the opportunity to make it even easier to program the airplane. I mean, is that not something?
Right. And guys, we used, at the time of filming, the Turbo Timber Evolution does not have a profile in the NX8 or the DX8. I used the Turbo Timber, the old one, for it. It's the same airplane, just with the different top. So
if you happen to have the old Turbo Timber,
the wings
will fit this one. So don't throw your old turbo or your old timber away. To keep the wings and goes
elevators, you know, stuff still fits each other. They won't have the quick connects though, like this one does. So.
Oh, you know, another thing is this actually has hinges.
Real hinges,
I mean,
not foam hinges.
I mean,
this is a really hinged airplane. It's a nice airplane.
It is a very nice airplane, and like I say, at the beginning of this, we both said it. Can't think of anything that is overall from
a good beginner to expert plane to fly in good weather, bad weather, whatever. I always knew with my old timbers that no matter what the weather was doing for the day, I could take my timber down to the flying field and have a good time. Grass didn't have to be mowed.
You can have a 20-mile-an-hour wind and have a great time in this airplane you take it off, you dump the flaps, and you stick it in the wind, and you see how long you can float it in the air without it going anywhere. This airplane does it. It'll turn around, it will land in the wind. You put half flaps in it, you bring it into the wind, don't care about hitting the runway, you just put it in the wind, and it will land within 3 or 4 feet. So what do you say? I mean,
it's awesome.
You can make pretty landings with it too. If you got a nice day, you can bring it in and put it on the wheels, and it'll roll out just great.
Yep.
And it's not a slop. It's fast. I mean, it can be pretty fast for this type of airplane. So it's not a real what we call a dog. I mean, it's really got some performance to it.
So
what do you say?
I don't know, guys. So this is the latest iteration of Timber. Like I always joke with old Jason when I talk to him, we still need a bitimber, a biplane timber, and a twinber one day maybe, a twin engine one. Who knows, guys? There's all kinds of options with timbers. They had the Timber XL for a while there, the big balsa one. Maybe they'll come out with a bigger foam one day.
And another thing about the timbers they're not too pricey. I mean, they're reasonable for the overall airplane you're getting. It's a reasonable price.
Yep. So guys, we're gonna let y'all go. Thank you for joining us for the assembly setup process of this airplane. We're gonna get out there and fly this thing. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and get out there and fly with your friends. We're gonna see y'all in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.